But this is what his lawyer said after he took the plea deal. He said, I don't represent snitches. We done got that deep into the snitch world where we got lawyers even saying they not even gonna represent snitches. What on earth is he talking about? Clock in, clock in. Black Gotta just walked in. Team Black Gotta stun up, man. Yo, back with another video with YNW Bortlen. We all seen the plea that Bortlen decided to take, and it was a proffer plea, which everybody, including me, believed to be an admission of guilt, and he was gonna choose his talents to testify against Melly, and that's the only way he was gonna be able to take the plea, because it was simply stated in the plea he was gonna be asked questions and he gotta answer it. But today it's a whole different story. That boy Bortlen ended up dropping on his page, and he dropped a little freestyle. Let's listen to that joint.
Man, you fuck niggas better stop playing on my top, man. Y'all know it's sport, man. I'm 10 toes down. A nigga hold it down, stay solid, they hate the nigga. Niggas fold, they go troll, they quick, they praise the nigga. I'm a young nigga out the G, just skated for license. What the fuck I look like taking the deal that hurt my nigga? What the fuck I look like giving a fuck about how y'all feel? I'm a young fly nigga, be back to raising hell, prevail. Damn. Why they want a nigga to take that L? Don't you know you can see the dirt for even speaking that L? It's Sport the Sport, and ain't a part of Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. YNW for L, and this shit can't never be stopped. Silly. You better stop playing on my top like y'all know what's going on, man. Hey, free me here, Melly. Bitch boy.
Bitch boy. Alright, so I'm guessing Bortlen had that to say to everybody who had something to say about his plea deal. Now, personally, I feel like his plea deal won't benefit Melly in any way, shape, or form. And from the looks of it, to me, that plea can ultimately cook Melly. But hey, there's always a twist and turn to things, right? Just like everybody thought when Gunna took his plea, Thug was just automatically cooked. Turns out, Thug wasn't automatically cooked. But when I see this plea deal and Gunna plea deal, I can't compare it. Because Thug, he was basically being blamed of being some leader. They didn't have no initial crime, especially no initial murder that they looked at Thug as the gunman to. Melly is in a whole different situation. He's looked at as the gunman, the shooter, not just the leader of a gang and, oh, you put a gang together to conspire all these crimes. No, you are the shooter. This is a whole different situation to me. This is a whole turnaround. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I guess we can only see how it plays out. From this point, he say he not telling, and the only way we're going to find out is when it's time for him to actually testify. I guess we're going to see what he said. But this is what his lawyer said after he took the plea deal. He said, I don't represent snitches. Cortland Henry is not a snitch, and he will not be cooperating or testifying in Melly's trial. Anyone who claims differently has not seen the plea deal and has no idea what they're talking about. Fred Haddad, attorney to Cortland Henry. Now, this was the same attorney that was trying to fight to suppress certain evidence. The older gentleman who's doing this case with Bortlen. Now, he say he don't support snitches. So like that. We done got that deep into the snitch world where we got lawyers even saying they not even gonna represent snitches. What on earth is he talking about? That right there already sounds skeptical to me, because like I feel like he'll damn near tell his client to snitch if that involves him beating the case. Like, you gonna sit here and say you don't represent snitches is by far untruthful in my opinion. But hey, he probably don't represent any snitches, and he represent everybody who willing to stand on that business. But I don't think every lawyer would agree to that, because like every lawyer gonna support whoever got their money. You could be a snitch, rat, turtle, horse, guinea pig. They most likely gonna represent you if you got your paper right. But 1090 Jake responded on the situation too. Y'all know Mr. Paperwork. He's widely known for dropping paperwork about most artists in the game, just influencers, period. He's the first person to find the paperwork, and he kind of drops it and breaks it down and kind of exposes people for snitching. I remember doing a video where he was speaking on the real Boston Richie case that I didn't too much agree with. And one thing I could respect about 1090 Jake, he will admit when he's wrong. This was the first thing he had to say about the Bortlen case.
So, sir, again, before the agreement you made with the state, your maximum exposure here was life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison. Sir, lastly, the state wants to take a proffer from you or have a discussion with you, ask you some questions about whatever that may be.
Man, if you haven't heard, let me be the first to tell you the streets are dead. YNW Bortlen just took a plea deal for 10 years followed by 6 years of probation. But he has to proffer against YNW Melly. And what that means is he's going to sit down with the prosecutors and tell them the whole truth and nothing but the truth about how he helped kill his two friends. And essentially, he's going to help bury Melly alive.
I mean, when you initially hear somebody say that their client is taking a plea, a proffer plea at that, meaning they got to tell their side of the story, anybody in their right mind will automatically assume that, hey, his story is definitely going to affect Melly. As a matter of fact, me, to this day, even after we see all of this, I'm going to still feel like this plea deal can affect the difference of Melly's case, and I'm going to explain why in a little bit. But let's watch how Bortlen's lawyer, his other lawyer, responded to 1090 Jake, and this is what he had to say.
Now I'm a man and I can admit when I'm wrong, and apparently damn near 90% of us were wrong. This is YNW Bortlen's other lawyer, and I tapped in with him to find out about Bortlen's snitching allegations.
Hey, 1090 Jake. Thanks for giving me the chance to clear up a lot of the confusion and just chaos that's happening online right now. It's clear that a lot of people just don't understand what has happened. In all, he was facing 5 mandatory life sentences if found guilty, plus an additional 75 years on top of that. The facts of his plea are that he has pled no contest. That's very important because that means he has not admitted guilt. He's not admitted that he's done anything wrong. And he's certainly not admitted or given information about anybody else. He's been found guilty, but in exchange, the state has dismissed the 2 murder counts, the conspiracy to tamper with a witness count, and the charge about directing the activities of a criminal gang. He's going to be sentenced to 10 years in Florida State Prison, followed by 6 years of probation with credit for time that he has served. And he's required as a part of that to sit down and give what's called a proffer. Typically, when you hear the word proffer, especially in a criminal case, it's when a witness offers information or will explain what they would testify to if called at trial or a hearing. It's unfortunate that we use that word today in court because that's not what's going to happen in this case. Bortlen is not going to sit down and give a lengthy proffer or answer questions about what he would testify to if he were called as a witness, because we don't anticipate him being called as a witness at any trial or any hearing, especially not one involving Melly. What I can tell you is that Bortlen is not going to implicate anybody else. He's not going to provide information against anybody else. Melly's name is not even going to come out of his mouth when he's talking to prosecutors in this case. I anticipate the conversation with the prosecutors is going to be very, very brief. And it is not going to be what everyone thinks it's going to be online, where he sits down and rats or provides information to cooperate against other people. A lot of people are saying that Bortlen's plea and his proffer are going to hurt Melly in some way and affect his trial in the future. And again, that's absolutely untrue. YNW Bortlen is not going to be a state witness. YNW Bortlen is not going to provide information that's going to impact Melly's trial in any way. YNW Bortlen is not expected to come and provide information against anybody. So to be clear, his plea, his proffer, and anything surrounding it will have absolutely no impact on Melly's trial.
Now, as much as I want to believe the lawyer, right, it just sounds unbelievable for real. So you telling me the person who's being accused of being in the car with Melly as he allegedly murdered 2 victims in the car, plea deal won't and doesn't currently affect Melly's plea deal or case at all? How is that gonna be like? What question are they gonna ask him? It don't matter how brief the question is. It's all about what question is specifically gonna be asked. Because we all know the state's main objective is to place Melly in the vehicle. Once you place him in the vehicle at the time of the shooting, that's when the story takes a crazy turn. Now that we already have one suspect, which is Bortlen, and saying that it's a no contest, which is still him being found guilty technically. He's not innocent. He's just not admitting. That means, hey, y'all can say whatever story y'all want to say, but I'm not going to tell y'all if I did it or didn't. That's a form of admission of guilt. That's a form of being guilty. Whether we want to listen, we want to like it, we want to dislike it, we want to call him a rat, we don't want to call him a rat, whatever the case may be, that is him admitting guilt in some way. He's not saying, yeah, I did it. He's saying, I'm not going to tell y'all if I did it. But y'all can tell whatever story y'all want to. I just not going to admit that I did it. Which is the exact reason why the judge say, okay, I find you guilty.
The 19 case, you're going to plead no contest to both counts of accessory after the fact. In the 23 case, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 counts as charged. In exchange for that, the state is going to null process, that is, drop the 2 first-degree murder counts. All right, I'm going to adjudicate you guilty. Yes, sir.
So if you admitted to accessory, technically, meaning the crime that you initially said happened, the drive-by, the story that you said initially happened, it never happened. And that was Melly's argument. So if Melly's argument never happened, what does that mean at the end of the day? He's lying. Y'all can let me know if I'm tripping, though. I ain't no lawyer or nothing like that, but I'm just trying to read between the lines. And the lines look clear as hell, but I don't know. I might be tripping. Y'all let me know in the comment section below. Do you guys think Bortlen's plea will affect Melly, or is his lawyers being 100 and they don't ever represent snitches because snitches get stitches? I'm gonna see y'all on the next video, bro.